Welcome, welcome. I'm Dee, and this is an unguided life where I am taking it one day at a time, bringing you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. So this is my emergency fund and debt update. I was kind of on the side of actually not recording this. I have attempted to record this twice, and we're going to see how this goes. Maybe this one is the icing on the cake and we can just get to the editing stage and the uploading stage. So the reason why I was reluctant was because there has not been really any significant, progress. I'm not aggressively paying off debt. I'm not aggressively saving. I'm just letting the chips fall where they may. And they're falling, but they're like sprinkling. Like I'm getting crumbles. But we need to be consistent. And so either be consistent by coming on camera and showing it every month, or being consistent by making this a quarterly update. We will see. We're still in the third quarter. This is the month of September. So we will see how I feel in October. And if you don't see it in October, then you're not going to see it in November, but you will see it in December. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, this is my emergency fund worksheet. Hope this is definitely in view. This emergency fund worksheet tells me what I need to secure my four walls. This is what I created for my household because this is what I felt that it was needed to ensure I'm reaching a particular goal. Now, these current numbers are for my current situation, and I always say reevaluate your emergency fund to make sure it reflects whatever lifestyle you choose to. I will choose a bare bones lifestyle, so these are bare bones expenses with their numbers. So they total $2,498.46. So let's go ahead and move that. This is the emergency fund progress sheet. This says, hey, girl, how you doing? What you been up to? Are you reaching your goals? So as we know, the 1 month goal is $2,498.46. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to just round it up. And I'm going to turn it. It's just easier to write when I turn it. And we're going to just make this 2,500. Okay, so for 3 months we would need 7,500. For 6 months we would need 15,000. Now I'm currently working on my 3-month goal. I want to have this done by December 31st of 2021, so I need to put my little reminder there. Now that we've done that, we need to talk about where I'm at in this progress. So first and foremost, I need to know where this account stands. When I checked, this account was sitting at, another turnaround, $5,504. Okay, so have I met my 1 month goal? I would say yes. And so I don't need anything for that. Have I met my 3 month goal? That would be a no. So I'm going to put an X there, and we're going to see how much I actually need to reach that goal. And so I just do simple math, and it looks like we just need $1,996. Oh my goodness, this is to me a accomplishment. We'll get into why. So then we do the same thing for the 6 month, and we minus what we currently have, and that's what we actually need to work with. It's because we haven't met that goal. So $9,496. Now, the reason why I say this is definitely attainable is because when I look at how many more pay periods I have, I also look at the fact that I'm out there doing my side gigs. I can do this. I can do this, D. You got it. You got it. You got to speak. Sometimes you got to speak life into yourself. All right. So this is the emergency fund progress. Before we move on from there, I was doing the 26-week money saving challenge with playing your one life with Brit. And I had to put it on pause because I started pulling from the emergency fund. So this kind of made this off. But when I checked the numbers, and I'll do it now, is that I started with 3704, and I currently have 5504, so that's 1800. So with the 1800, I just made sure that these blocks were colored in, and the only one that wasn't colored in was $10. So I went ahead and updated that. So this is an updated sheet that I need to be focusing on to ensure that I meet this. Now, what's remaining will not what's remaining in this challenge will actually not contribute, will contribute to my emergency savings fund, but it's not enough, because I think, let's see, let's minus 3510. So that's 1710, and I need 1996. So I know that I need to push a little bit more, but at least I would say I finished the challenge for the year. And then 2, I also met one of my goals. So let's go ahead and move this to the side. We're going to go ahead and move this up as well. So this is our monthly debt update sheet. The sheet is one that I purchased from Jennifer Bleacher with her Life in Envelopes. And this is a very streamlined monthly debt update, and I like it that way. It shouldn't be that complicated, I promise. So the debt that's highlighted in green lets you know that I have already paid those off, and then the ending balance shows you when I paid them off. So 4 of them were paid off in 2020, 2 of them were paid off in 2021. So right now we're looking at the following 2 debts. We have the car loan and we have the student loans. The car loan is currently the next debt in line to focus on, and it started with the balance of $10,742.40. I did make my monthly payment of $280.14. And the current APR is 14.24, but I did receive notification that this will be going down to the 14% and at the end of the month. So that will now be leveling out because I'm in this rate reduction program. If you made payments, consecutive on-time payments 3 times, I believe, they reduce it by 1/4%, and if you set up auto pay, that actually reduce it another 25%. But I didn't do the 0.25, or I didn't do that because I just didn't want this group set up on auto pay, because I heard some bad things about them, but I haven't had any issue with them. But I just don't want those problems. You want some problems you just don't want, and those are the problems I don't want. So I decided not to do that. But I'm glad that I've been making these payments every 28th day. I did have that one hiccup. That won't happen again. That won't happen again. But when I say hiccup, I made the payment, but I made it past the 28th day, so more went to interest, and we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to pay them more than what, I took out. So I'm happy to say that will be going on, starting any updates that I decide to do about my car going forward. So what happened was $162.82 actually was applied. So you can tell, you can do your mental math and could tell that more went to principal than to the interest. And it's all good in hood. So let's go ahead and we're going to minus the total, the starting balance for the car loan, minus what we actually, what was actually applied to the principal, and $10,579.58 is where we're sitting at. Let me tell y'all, I know it's like not new to some of y'all, and it's not really not new to me, because the first car that I financed, I actually had got it down to $2,400, and then those darn airbag lights start coming on, and I'm like, what is going on? And when I went to go take it in, that was like, the amount to fix these airbags is the amount that the car was left on the balance. And I was like, ugh, what to do. What I do, I drove that car to a dealership and got me another one, because they didn't know if it was going to not employ if I was in an accident, or if it was gonna randomly do it, and I had a baby and we wasn't finna do that. So I'm just happy, because on the other side of bankruptcy, on the other side of getting my finances together, this tells me I am making significant progress. And I can see myself paying this off in 2022. All right, let's get off that rant because we got a whole lot of rant to go on. So you see student loans here. It still has that asterisk. It still has no number. And I know you like, D, we're tired of it. I'm tired of it too, y'all. But it's a lot to go into this. So I'm going to put this pen up and we're going to get into it. And we're going to try to get into it as fast as we can, okay? Because we got things to do. So first and foremost, child, let me tell you about these student loans. These student loans are in the 6-figure. That's already there. What we do know is that these student loans were separated when I went into bankruptcy. The reason why we didn't discover until around 2020. So let's break it down. I have 2 types of loans. I have federally direct loans, which means loans that was given to me by the Department of Education, and then I have federally backed loans, which were loans given to me by a third-party group that in turn was in agreement with the Department of Education that if this borrower defaulted on these loans, they would pay these loans off. That don't mean these loans was going to go away. That means that now the federal government has hold on this borrower and they can go after them for the payment. They can do all the legwork. It was a win-win situation for this group. These type of loans often referred to as commercial loans, or I believe FFPEL. These types of loans no longer exist in the sense like they're not given to students who are borrowing. I think this program ended around 2010 or 2013. Don't quote me. I'll look it up and I'll put it somewhere. But I can see why they decided to stop it, because in the end, the federal government was like, they're not paying them anyway. So we might as well just add to us than keep making someone else rich off of our backs. So I don't know. Maybe that was a conversation they had in their room. I don't know. It was a conversation I had in my head and I gave it to y'all. So get back to these student loans. So now they're separate. And when 2020 happened, you know, they had the administrative forbearance and student loans were covered. So in my case, I was in bankruptcy anyway, so there were no collection of payments. But in 2020, it stopped the interest on the student loans, certain types of student loans. Those types were federally direct loans. So my federally backed loans was like, boo, you're going to still be earning interest. And that's how the world works. So here in 2021, and we're gearing up to close out this Chapter 13 bankruptcy. I done made my last payment in June. I've been looking up information about student loans and options I have. And then bam, I came across this article that says, hey, in the 2021 Act, there was a group of senators that said, you all left out of some people in this student loan forbearance. And these people need some relief too. And these borrowers were the ones who had commercial loans. And so I was like, oh my goodness, that is me. That is me. I'm so excited. And so here I am gathering my information. Now, because I looked on a site and found this information, I went to the source. So I went to the actual source to find this information, but I didn't read the fine print until I called this group, this third-party group, and I was like, can you tell me my balance? Because I was so happy to find out that the balance would have been decreased by, I think, about $5,000. And she told me my balance, and it was like up $6,000. And I'm like, ma'am, excuse me. Have you heard of, I was so confident in my voice, in my tone. I had my paperwork. I was ready. And she was like, we sure have. And she said, but your loans do not qualify. And I was like, why they don't qualify? Sorry for the shaking because I'm excited. I said, why they don't qualify? And she like, because this relief was for those who actually defaulted. And I was like, but I was in bankruptcy. Isn't that a default? And she was like, no. She said, because prior to you were making payments, boo, on time. And then she said, within your bankruptcy, you were making payments. And I'm like, what is she talking about? So it kind of crushed my spirit. And then I went to do my investigating. And y'all, I was making payments through my bankruptcy. So crazy. So crazy that it's so much into this bankruptcy that I did not dive into because I was just, I still used to paying. Hurry up and pay, hurry up and pay, hurry up and pay. But I didn't gain the knowledge because like I'm saying, I'm not trying to get a degree in this, but you need to take time to understand the situations you're in, get a better understanding so you can teach the next person. So I was so floored by the fact that because I make the payments on time, I didn't get any relief. Okay. I guess it was saying, D, you can't be greedy. This secondary or the second group where these loans are being held, there actually is a small amount of my student loan debt. So the larger amount was covered, which was awesome. So now that she didn't tell me that, then the next thing was, what about these loans? Where they going? Because, you know, my attitude didn't change. I'm tired of this lady. She know her job, but I'm tired of her. So I'm saying, what else? She said, well, they have to be repurchased and they take 90 days. And I was like, 90 days. I was so sad. I was like, you know what? Ma'am, thank you. Have a good day. Cut them off real quick. And so I did let y'all know that she said 90 days. And I was like, it cannot be 90 days. Come on. And so what happened was, prior to these loans being repurchased, I had already sent in recertification to go back into the IDR program for my repayment status. So that I was approved, and they sent the letter and they told me the amount, and I'm thinking like, Lord, what am I gonna do? Please take this student loan debt. Just take it from me, because this is the amount is, you know, where's the money for it? Where's the money? But so what happened was I end up actually getting notification that the loans were repurchased by Nailnet, who was the servicer for my federally backed loans. And so I end up calling, chatting, and I have to wait 15 more days for them to reevaluate, which I don't think it's going to take that long. Honestly, when I finish this, I may go look and it's probably there. But they have to reevaluate so I can get true numbers and true, I would say, payments. Now, I believe I will have to start paying these particular loans, the commercial loans, off during this present time versus the federally backed ones. The next payment won't be, it says April per their projection, but I think it resumes in February. But we'll figure that out when it, you know, the dust settle. The dust gotta settle, y'all. So with all that, I'm not gonna put a number to my student loans, and when I do start reporting them, I'm going to show them differently because they're going to be handled differently. So the actual starting balance for the month was $10,742.40. Just to recap, the $280.14 was the payment that was made. The $14.24 was the APR. The $162.82 was the amount that applied to the principal, and that left me with a balance of $10,579.58. Now I can put the starting balance. And the reason why I didn't put the starting balance because I thought I was going to have my student loan numbers, but to be quite honest, I think something weird is going to happen. And I need to figure it out before I get on camera, or maybe you can help. When I start showing my student loan debt, this number is going to look very freaking weird. What would y'all do in this case? Just leave a comment below, please. I just need a little direction, actually, when it comes to how to show this on this particular form. So the ending balance is always, look at that, I made a mistake. always the same. And so let's see. We don't need to do the math on this. We already know. But let's do the math here so we can see exactly how much I paid off. 10, 5, 7, 9, 5, 8. So we have the numbers of $4,305.96. All right. So that's where we're sitting at. Please, I need guidance when it comes to this. I may have to change this. I don't know. We will see. We will see. So this was the, what is it? The tracker that I've been using. I already went in and filled this out because it wasn't much movement. No need to, show that. And I did the same for this schedule as well. No movement. And here we are. There we go. This is my update. This is my update. A lot to be covered, a lot to be done, but we are completely done. So I hope I explained everything. If not, leave your comment below. I will definitely respond. I do thank you. Everyone hit that like button and peace out.